Hi class, this is a demonstration of the creation of number 3 in your Module 01 activities, simple greeting.java. And I will do this from scratch. I just assume that you have watched the video on IntelliJ, and actually before that you went to IntelliJ Student Educator. It's in the link is on my splash page. But anyway, with your Fresno City College email, you can register for a whole bunch of free IntelliJ IDEs. The IDE that you want to use for Java is called IntelliJ, but it's by JetBrains. JetBrains is the parent organization. All right, so I have IntelliJ installed on my computer. I think it's still this way. IntelliJ Community Edition is free, so even if you did not want to register, you could use IntelliJ Community Edition. I think that's what I have here, and it doesn't expire. So any which way you have installed IntelliJ, the IDE, we're going to create a new project. I realize this module is full of projects. That's fine. You're just getting comfortable with the Java language and the coding environment. All right? So, File, New, Project. And this new project is going to be called, in Camelback style, Simple Greeting Project 01, in case I have to do this again. Now, before you do this, create a place for these projects. You may even could create a directory folder. Directory and folder are the same thing. Folder is a newer name for directory, but if I use one or the other, it's the same thing. Anyway, I have created this folder here called, that's nested under Java underscore CIT63 and 2025 underscore fall, and the folder is named projects. Okay, so that is what I do, and then it will be easy. I just have to know where my source code is, and I will show you that in a second. Okay, so name could be anything, but just make it Camelback style and make it something about the for the first simple programs that we write. I realize it's just going to be like 3 or 4 lines of code for each project. That's fine. So whatever it is, simple greeting project. Do not create a GitHub repository. Our language is Java. Build system is IntelliJ. I chose Java. I like OpenJDK version 19. All right, so I just chose that. You could, I'm sure that 20 or 21 would work as well. Great. New window. And I did that kind of quickly, but you can see when I created a new project, IntelliJ did a lot of stuff for me, and mainly it created this class name main. I'm going to change this class name, I'll show you how to do that, to simple greeting, because simplegreeting.java, that is the source file, and if you have your source, just by creating this class here, and I'll have to show you how to change the name. I can't just change it here. I have to actually refactor it. But anyway, let's make sense of this. So public static void main. All Java programs start out with that, and public means it is accessible to other classes. Static means that objects will not be created from this class. Void means that it will not return anything, and this method is named main. This method is a very special method in your Java project. There can only be one method named main because that defines the starting point. So, and inside here we have a string array, and that array is called args. Don't worry about that now. In a few weeks, maybe we'll explore what the heck all that stuff is. But do put a new line in here, and system.out.println hello world. This is fine. I do want to do just a couple more things here. I want comments in Java on a single line or 2 forward slashes. So first thing I'll do is, what the heck am I going to name this? It's going to be simple greeting Java. And who wrote it? I wrote it. So these are my initials, and I wrote it on 1/12/25. And short description, demo for CIT-63 class online. All right, so I wish that I had a source file named simplegreeting.java instead of main.java. So I cannot just arbitrarily, I can't change it here. I have to right click this, refactor, and rename. There we go. Now, spaces are bad in computer programming, so leave them out. Class names begin with an uppercase letter. Okay? It's just Latin letters that you write using, that you write English in. That's what we use here, but we use, spaces are bad in programming. And anyway, we use what's called camel style, or I call it camelback style. So simple greeting. Simple greeting is going to be the name of this class. And then we'll also create a simplegreeting.java file for me. There we go. Okay. So I had to refactor that. And make a note of that. To rename the default main to something meaningful to you, the Java programmer. All right, let's do who comments are for. Comments are for you, the Java programmer. Also, the way you write your code. This and was kind of an example when I first opened this. It was all one line. Your computer doesn't care, but humans care, right? When they read this stuff. So this makes sense to me. I have a class named simplegreeting, and inside this class I have a method named main. And right now this method outputs a line of text saying hello world. I'm enamored with \n. I like to use those just so I can see my output a little bit easier. And I can't use hello world because we can only use that when we write a first program in a new language. So this will have to be called my simple welcome to my simple greeting program! Exclamation, because everything is exciting in Java programming. Okay, first thing I want to do, just to make sure I have everything configured, is I want to run this. Okay, so I created a new project. I changed my class name so that it would correspond to the name that I was instructed to create. This run button here will run this. It'll compile, link, and run this. And I'll have an output area here that says, welcome to my simple reading program. Okay, let's put some stars or something in here to make this a little more apparent. This is just text. Okay, so let's run that. Now this is my output area. So system.out, this is the standard output. This is my standard output area. So print line, this is a method on system.out, and methods accept arguments inside the parentheses. I just give this one long argument, and it begins and ends with a double quote. So that is called a literal text string, sometimes called a user or programmer defined string. This whole thing here is a string, all right? And this is what I'm outputting. So anytime you code something up, think to yourself what you would expect for output. Okay, so I would expect in my standard output window, new line, a few stars, we call the asterisk stars around computers, and then these words, welcome to my simple greeting program, and then stars, and then 2 more new lines. So let's run that and see what happens. There we go, there's my stars, okay? Now, this program is supposed to ask the user for their name and print a personalized greeting. Concept scanner. Oh boy, what the heck is scanner? I forget what scanner is, so I will go to the World Wide Web and say W3 Schools scanner. All right, I think I have a link for this in this module as well. W3 Schools is, I use them a lot. It's a really nice place, and their code is correct. So Java user input, scanner class, click on that, and here I can see how to use the scanner class. So rather than just copying this stuff and pasting it into your Java program, let's just go through this so we understand this line by line. First of all, we have this line import. The scanner class that we need to create our scanner object is not part of the java.lang class, so we have to import it, and it is actually in a package called java.util. When you installed your JDK, you had access to all this stuff, but you don't want your Hello World program to be a million lines long. That's why if you want to use something like a scanner class object, then you import it from that package, okay? So that's what this first line does. Oh, look, they left the main in here, so we we could have had main, but our class is simple greeting. Public static void main string, that is good. And then here, this is called curly brace. I call them French braces. That is what they are. If you want to get the job at your Facebook interview, just call these French braces and they'll think you know what you're talking about. Notice here that, and this defines a block of code. So my class has a block of code that starts here and ends here. So this is the convention of coding that we have. We'll start our code blocks on the same line, and this makes sense to me, the programmer. So this class is starting here, and then you can see it is aligned. The closing French brace, it's hard to see here, I understand, but closing French brace is aligned with this class main. And then same thing happens here with this method. So I have a class, and then within that class I create a method. Method in other languages would be called a function, but in Java, because everything is a class, everything is object oriented, it's called a method. All right, so we have this special method called main, string array named args. This is just the entry point, and then this is what our scanner class does. Okay, so rather than me copying and pasting that, I'm going to copy, Control C, the URL for that, and I'm going to put it in here as a comment. All right. So now when I come back to this code, I will know where I got the scanner class. Java user inputs. I might do this as well. Another comment. Okay, so let's do it. Import. And now, at this point, I have to say, minimize your typing. Do not touch your keyboard. Let code complete work for you. So I just typed in one little letter, I, and I don't even have to know how to spell. Is it import or import? I-N, it's not there, right? So just I, and then if the way this integrated development environment works, if this is selected here, I can hit the tab to accept it. Okay, and if I don't, I do have a red squiggly line after import because my IDE is expecting something there. So do you recall what the package name is where scanner? It is in Java dot what? Here's code complete helps us, right? Java.util. Dot, look, no keyboarding, no typing. Scanner. Semicolon. Semicolon is called statement terminator. Great. Import java.util.scanner. I know that this code will compile, link, and run because I did not have any errors. My IDE did not give me any errors. Prove that to myself. I run it. All right. Now, after we do this, let's create a scanner object for user input. So how do we do that? This is a pattern you'll see a lot. Again, just type S and SC. I needed two characters there, but right up top, scanner. So this is the name of the class, and now I'm going to create my own name. This is a programmer name for the object that I want created. And I'm talking a lot, I'm using object-oriented language here, but after you hear the terms class and object 1,000 times in 10 different contextual ways, you'll understand what they mean. It is a foreign language. So when you're first starting out, it's okay to be confused about these words and the syntax. We learned that syntax means the rules of the language in chapter 2. And then we also learned that there's another word that begins with an S called semantic. Semantics means the meaning. So it has to be a correct programming statement for your program to run. All right, so scanner, scanner, and then equal sign. It's not an equal sign, it's an assignment operator. What does that mean? It means the right side of that assignment operator is assigned to whatever is on the left side. Now I want to use a special word called new, and code complete gives me some suggestions, as you might imagine. This is what I want. I want to create a new scanner object. Now look, it has input here. So this is actually called a class constructor. We won't really learn about those, but may as well get used to the name now. So within this constructor, we can put things, and we can put our input source here. I would say new, let's do, it's like new scanner, it's fine. And then our input system, again, SY, system, tab, choose that, dot, in. Okay, how many keystrokes did I use there? 2 keystrokes, right? Okay, so now I have a scanner, and scanner, creatively enough, is named scanner. When you do the chapter 2 reading, if you go back to W3 schools, you can see what I just did is, now this will make sense to you. They named it my object rather than scanner. So, and I like the different colors here. If it's in black, that means this is what would be user or programmer input. And here's that new scanner system.in. Perfect. All right. And now we are going to do exactly this. sys.out.println, give the user a prompt, and then I'll show you how we'll have to create a variable to get our username. Let's do that. Create a string variable to hold our user's name. Okay, I like to put my comments before the code. Comments before the code. I know ChatGPT is fond of putting comments on the same line. It's a little better if you put them before the code, unless it really gets in the way of your code self-documentation. All right, create a string variable. So how do we do that? String. This class is so often used that it's part of the standard java.lang. See, it's there, java.lang. So string, let's call this my username. All right. We could initialize this to something, but kind of the modern way of doing this is just, we won't initialize it to anything. We'll just create my username. All right, my username. Okay, so next thing we need to prompt the user for their name. All right, how do we do that? Type in S, tab dot out dot print line. Okay, this is what you did in the Hello World program. System.out.println. Try to do that without any typing. Now a new line here. Please enter your name. All right, and that is it. Then get the input into our variable. Okay, so we created a variable named my username. Now we get to use it. So just type in M. You can see the V here. That means it's a variable. We created it. So my username equal sign is assignment operator. So just my username, assignment operator, and then it's going to be your scanner object. Just type in lowercase s. Everything's working fine. Now, the scanner is a really, I did not have to write 10,000 lines of code to get input from my user, right? Scanner class did that for me. So I created this object named scanner from the scanner class, and it has methods. How do I find those methods? I just press dot. And now, whoops, now, right after the dot, look for something that you think would get that, what the user has entered into our, and return it, and then be assigned to my username. All right, and I'm cheating. I'm looking at W3 schools, and I see that what I'm looking for is actually next line. Next line. Next line. Right? There we go. Now, prove it. I've done a little bit of coding here. I should have run this, after I type a line of code. I should run it, make sure I'm not breaking anything. So I'll take a timeout here, run that. Yep, everything. Oh, look, and here's my prompt. Please enter your name. And it is, my program is waiting until I press enter. Actually, it's waiting for input. There we go. Yep. So it was waiting for input, and now finished properly. Okay. So with that, S, just type in S, tab, dot out. This is standard output. Dot print line, our favorite method, backslash n, hello. This is a string, hello. See, string starts with a double quote, ends with a double quote. I'm going to use this plus, which is not the arithmetic operator. It is the concatenation operator, which means it joins two strings. Now, yep, and my username is a string, right? See, the data type for my username is from the string class. It's just like when we created the program before this was math and vars, I think. So there we created an int variable. Well, now we've created a string variable. All right, plus, and again, just type in M. There's my username with that V. Lovely. Plus, double quotes, space, how are you today? I'm going to get in trouble here, right? Because now my user is going to expect to enter something and, and be a chatbot or something. But anyway, what I expect is for my system to wait for me to enter something and then press the enter key on my keyboard, and at which point what I entered will be assigned to this user-defined name called my username. And then I prove that I got the username by using my username in this concatenated string. All right, so run that. Here we go. Please enter your name. Name is Dennis. Press enter. Hello, Dennis. How are you today? Well, our program ended, so that was good. Now, a program has ended and it is saved. You don't need to save it. I suppose you could save all, but it is saved. Now, where is my Java source code? Remember, I went to the trouble of creating this projects folder, and sure enough, here inside this projects folder, there is this ugly project name, Simple Greeting Project 01. Open that up, and what do you see? .idea. This has code for your IDE, out for output, src for source. Click on source, and what do you find? simplegreeting.java. Okay, so now that I know where this is, I can go to a remote repository in GitHub Classroom. If I can learn how to move a window. Okay, remote repository GitHub Classroom module 01. In this class, any code you write in this class will go into your remote repositories. It makes it nice. I don't have to collect files from students. They just use GitHub. You do have to have a GitHub account. If you don't have one, make one. I do have several GitHub videos here. This one might be a little too daunting, but it's pretty simple. I've done all the hard work for you by creating your remote repository. You just have to select files and put them in there and commit them. I will demo that right now. So anyway, first time I do this, I have to look for my name here. Here's my name. Click on that. Accept. And then refresh or reload. Nope, it's fine. It reloaded. So here's my GitHub repository, right? java.module.01 dmol. Okay? So this repository belongs to me. Open it. Click on it. Open it. Here we go. Java module 1.dmol. Okay? Black Cat Code 22. That is the organization. It's just the way GitHub Classroom is set up. The way I create your assignments is I create what's called a template repository. I suppose it could be in the same organization, but I just used my dmol account to create the template. Then Black Hat Code 22 is what I use for a GitHub Classroom. All right. So anyway, all there is to it: add file, upload files, choose files. This is going to go. It's going to ask me to choose on my local machine, so I have to remember where that was. It's in 2025 fall, Java, projects, simple greeting source, simple greeting Java, open. One step that you cannot forget: commit changes. There you go. Commit changes. And I just say in the README, this should be the instructions for what you're supposed to do for this module in that README. I did this. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Anyway, so that was a lot, but you can see that it's, don't make these programs hard. Just do this 10 times and then maybe another 10 times, and you'll feel comfortable with your environment, which is called IntelliJ. It is a JetBrains product. All right, and I will end my recording. And how long was this? Seemed like it was pretty long. 36 minutes. Wow. So I did not mean for this to be this long, but I'll go ahead and publish it anyway. So good luck with all of these. I'll post a summary. ChatGPT created a nice summary and the keywords out of chapter 2. I'll post this in the module 2, and then we'll be exploring some AI tools to help us get through our textbook. Okay, see you next time.